Welcome to Dr. Mary Travel Best's 5 Steps to Solo Travel Guide for women like you who need a little extra support traveling the world, one woman at a time. I've been traveling solo since 1972. Now you can read the latest in the best-selling book series, 5 Steps to Solo Travel Part B, a woman's guide to destinations in her prime. And it's found on Amazon. Please share this podcast with future travelers like you so you can make their trips the very best, like Travel Best. Then rate and review it so others can find it and help bring peace to the world, even if it's one person at a time. In this episode, the FAQ is, how have your travels changed you? Today's destination is Harriman, New York. Today's mistake, overweight luggage. And travel advice, Dubai is accessible. And now the question that I get asked, how has your traveling changed you, Dr. Travel Best? And the answer is, I am now less inclined to travel to a whole lot of countries in the same week. I would like to stay and smell the scents, walk the neighborhood, meet the locals, and enjoy. I'm both more daring and more careful, especially post-COVID-19. I double mask on planes, and I've been on dozens of planes and airports and continue to be watchful and sanitize when I can. These days, I am better at accepting the challenges, such as when I get a rash or I forget something important. I may be willing to try more foods as long as they're not hot spicy, but I still don't want to drink turtle blood. I'm more adventurous and want to learn about how the world can be better from my legacy and hopefully a little bit more peaceful. And now today's destination, Harriman, New York. North of New York City is upstate, and some of my best memories were growing up here. If you saw the movie Dirty Dancing, that took place at now closed Grossinger's in the Catskills Mountains. It's a haven for people wanting to get away from New York City. Nearby is Harriman State Park, where you can do some great sightseeing and hiking. It's all part of a bigger mountain region in upstate New York, including parts of the Appalachian Trail and the Catskills area. Harriman is part of Orange County, New York, and commuting distance to New York City. I've been to the area dozens of times as a young girl growing up on Long Island. My cousins lived in nearby Monroe. My parents went there from New York City a lot. I love the fresh air of the hills and camping. I've got memories of boating, of sleeping under the stars, of beaches, and of fun times. Is it for solo travelers? I would think yes. It's a step 1 or step 2 trip, depending on how far you need to travel. For most East Coasters, it's a step 1. It's hilly, green, and wooded. Some may compare this area to parts of Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming and Colorado. You'll find weekends for staying at hotels, resorts, or cabins. For a Friday till Sunday from New York or Connecticut, go ahead. Search out some waterfalls and take in some gorgeous views. Today's lesson learned, overweight baggage. Flying with overweight baggage can get pricey. I arrived at the airport with luggage that was 5 pounds over the limit. I spent time rearranging the items and moving some heavy items to my carry-on bag, putting another layer of clothing on, and then re-weighing the item. It took a few tries, but eventually the luggage weight fit under the limit. I should have weighed the bag at home before getting to the airport and before finding this out. So don't be like me. Weigh your bag first. And now for today's travel advice, Dubai. That's right, it's accessible, even though it's kind of a far trip. You can be at a Ritz-Carlton for $100 a night. Dubai is like a man-made Disneyland-like amusement park experience. Others compare it to Las Vegas due to the amount of hotels and travel services. Some people travel very high-end here. Others can economize. What works best for your lifestyle? My friend said that she likes it because it lets her be bougie on a budget. Think about going to Dubai. I want to bring meaning to your travels. Send a question or travel tip to Dr. Mary Travelbest. You can connect on my social channels, my Facebook page or group, or subscribe on YouTube. You can find 5 Steps to Solo Travel series on Amazon. Look for show notes for more information.
What's on your travel bucket list? Tell the doctor and her team of women who travel the world seeking the very best. Dr. Travel Best, that is.